welcome. Welcome back to Rocky Mental Health, the podcast. I'm Jason Kehl. Happy New Year, by the way. And I just want to tell definitely a lot of you, I know for the holidays are a pretty good time for a lot of people. But there's a lot of people that it's not such a good time. And I've been there, and it spared me this year. But it wasn't that I wasn't thinking about those that are suffering, and shit hurts. It really does. So you made it. You made it. You did great. I am so proud of you. It's hard. It is hard. It's a huge feat. So be proud of yourself. Really, that's like, it just take positive from, that's a huge step for some people. Sometimes just to get through the holidays. Like literally to get through the holidays, and it's a big step. So I acknowledge you. All right. So welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you've not been here before, and hang out, get comfortable, whatever, but try to keep it chill. And also, though, at the same time, I got to mess around with a new format. I am going to try to go maybe a little bit more on the unscripted side, which could be interesting because, you can't fully release me from, some of the restraints of a script, because I'll never come back. We'll be long gone, guys. And who knows if we'll ever come back. We'll go somewhere. I'll keep going on those tangents. But anywho, I decided that a little bit of that's okay. So I am going to have an outline, and it'll be a little bit, but, I just want a little bit more spontaneity for myself. And the reason for that is, number one, I think maybe it'll be a little bit more entertaining to listen to. And you're going to get the real me. You get the real me, like, here come the quirks, the awkwardness, all that stuff that I could kind of like write out in a sense when I did a fully scripted thing. And I don't know, I feel like showing it to you because it just is more comfortable for me, I guess. And it's less performy feeling. Not that I was performing, it was truly me, and I was being me, but it just, there's something taken out of it. And for the fully scripted any show or any of that stuff, I'm not, hey, I got really plenty of words in front of me. So I'm not knocking that, saying, oh, I need a good show, it just has to be spontaneous. There's got to be some control. There's got to be control. And I'm going to try to control myself, okay, as far as bringing it back. But really, though, I'm hoping you get a more genuine experience. I've always tried to be as genuine as I can, and I just want to take that up a notch because you deserve it. You do. I think so. And that's what you're going to get. But what have I been up to lately? I've been doing music. Hopefully you've been able to check it out. It's been a good time. I have not been down in my basement quite like that in a long time. Because usually I go down there and it's usually to like change a load of laundry or, the typical shit people do in their basements. But the deemed basement of jams resides down there as well. And everything that I like to play around with is always there and screaming, come get us! Screaming to be played and used to create anything, something, whatever. Just get your ass down here, and it's time for a little bit of fun. So I decided to do Walk, and I'm talking about chewing it down in the basement of jams, but Walk was, Walk was done up in the office right here. If you're watching this, this is the office. This is my office. inside my house. I mean, all this rock and mental health stuff is inside my house, and that's about it. Because it's me, I talk about we, but it's really me, but it's really we because it's like, it's like us, because we make everything work. We're the humans, we're the people, we're in this world together, and, you know, let's work together. We're together. Those more fists. We're together. We're together. So, I throw some music out there. And I did walk up in the office, like I said, and that was fun. That tune right there is one that I love to turn up loud. It's got to be played loud. And so I played it in the office acoustically and more quiet. But that's just how I felt at that time. And I was like, kind of, I don't know. I was like, what the hell? I'm going to try an acoustic. And I think it worked out all right. I don't know. I don't call myself a singer or, anything. I'm definitely not professional at any of this stuff, or nor will I claim to be. But it is certainly a lot of fun. So walk was cool just because that one is like, I can march that. Even when I'm just not feeling it, I can put that song on and it will change my mood. It will. It really always will. And it's always for the better. And it's always in a very motivating kind of a way as far as that. Because, man, we're learning to walk again and it's tough. It's not as easy as maybe it is to say or sing. For some of you. I just did Immortality by Pearl Jam, and huge Pearl Jam fan. Those who know me, I mean, you've been then to probably a boatload of Pearl Jam concerts with me. Been to a lot. Met a lot of awesome people too, some good friends, and it's always cool to go back. So we always go back. People are like, how can you go see Pearl Jam so many times? And I'm like, that's very easy. The set list. Well, the friends that I've made that we get to reconnect in these places that we go, because it's awesome. We do some destination stuff. Now, I haven't really destinated too far in a while, but it's still cool that they kind of come to the area of, the general region that I live in. And we get GA tickets every now and again. And that means we hang out all night long. And it's just great. And we got to do that the very last time. And it was just absolutely amazing. So Immortality, I did that. And that's just one of those songs that it's always just been a jam to me. I've always liked it. It's deep. There's a lot there. I know there's speculation on what it's written about and all of that. I'm not going to rehash on that. But, I think everything that you hear, I think it's probably a little bit of all of that true, so it's hard for an answer to be maybe made. And, that's cool about art is it's thrown out there for interpretation, and that's great. I decided to do there's an alternate lyric thing to it. I don't know when it was written around. I don't know if it was the original lyrics or it's just kind of a just a something for fun. I don't know. I'm guessing original lyrics, and then the lyrics that you hear today are what you hear now most of the time. But those alternate lyrics, just the original speaks to me in a way. I mean, I quit drinking. It's been 4.5 years, and it's tough. I mean, it is. I've done good. I've been awesome. That's been one of the better paths as far as I'm concerned for me, and in all of this is I just know that I don't want to die, and alcohol was not helping keeping me away from that. It really actually made me scared of myself, and I don't need that shit anymore. I mean, that's me, I know it whatever it is, alcohol, drugs, whatever, gambling, what, everything, Diet Coke, whatever, but the addictive personality thing, that the original speaks to that part for me, but the alternate lyrics, I get kind of more of a mental health feel. It really just is like something I almost could connect with in a way that, that's kind of how I feel right now. I am kind of like, I really could go out and do all kinds of things. I could, I could show people all of this bit of me, but, sometimes it's just one of those songs that even though, you agree with that and it'll take you there, but sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it really is like a song you want to yell with it, you know, like, yeah, you know, I don't deserve this, you know, I didn't ask for any of this, and, you know, here I am, and this is a bunch of bullshit, and, you know, that's a lot of it too. I mean, I got fairly emotional during that song while I sang it, and cool, because I have trouble coming out of myself when I sing. And that's why I don't ever share that with anybody besides, you know, I use karaoke a little bit for like, it's kind of fun. Who cares? You know, I get to a point where you're like, whatever with what people think about any of that stuff, because somebody's always going to be like, oh man, that's shit. And you just got to be like, okay, and let it roll off shoulder. Even though I'm working hard on some of that stuff myself. It's just one of those songs that I could not share, because it ultimately, no matter how it makes me feel, I tend to get a hope out of it in some level, and I just really wanted to share that with you. So that's why I do the music, and I'll continue doing the music. I'm going to continue doing the music. I got more stuff in mind, and I would like to do more because I like being down there. That's probably my most favorite thing is the music, to be quite honest with you, and will be more. Also, I guess as far as what I've been up to is, you may have listened to the podcast intro thing that I did. Originally, I shot that or whatever, or filmed it on my phone. Shot like, yeah, we got the crew out. I'm the crew. It's my phone. You know, I got a single light. You know, mic. Yeah, hey, yeah, I could talk. I got a computer. And I know I do things with it, kinda, you know. But the podcast intro I put out, just because I'm like, man, I might as well make that a podcast, because it's been a long time since I've done that. And I wanted to let you guys know that I still do enjoy also doing the podcast. I enjoy hanging out, and I enjoy talking with you. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been up to. But, you know, I'm always up to something. So please go visit rockingmentalhealth.com. That is Rocking Mental Health. That's literally why I started Rocking Mental Health. I mean, the music started it all. But as far as like the website and things like that, it was really the Rocky Mental Health side, and combining many people's talents or just interests, or just because I hate to say talent, because everybody's like, oh, then he just wants nothing but the best. And it's like, no, I just want your best. And I just want your story. And well, I don't want, oh, give me your stories, guys. No. No, not like that. I think just sharing many different stories and experiences told through many different fashions, whether it be spoken word in a podcast or whatever, a video you made, just holding your phone, like, you know, like for TikTok or whatever. Just any way. And I want to share that because it's basically, I want like a kind of a media library of helpful mental health stuff. I share my stuff. I want you to feel like you can share your stuff, and you can always feel free to send it. Right now, it's just an email address to Rocky Mental Health. It comes straight to me as the dude at Rocky Mental Health. I'm the guy at the desk, you know, intercepting the calls that don't come in, and intercepting, you know, the emails that do come in. I do get emailed, definitely from time to time, and it's awesome. And people have shared a lot of stuff, and it's really cool. So, number one, go visit rockingmentalhealth.com. Please, please. I'm proud of it. I put a lot of work into it. Best website out there, best looking, best functioning, best in the SEO, whatever thing. Probably not, but that's not what it's about. It's not about that. It's about getting this information to you the best that I can, and the variety that I feel that it should be at, just so there's hopefully always something there for anyone. So, yeah. On that note, though, I do want you also, I would love for you to share. If you've got something to share, it could be anything, anything. I mean, just, we call it creative, but, you know, it's just some level of media or medium or whatever. And that'd be cool. Send it to Jason, Jason, dot Kehl, at Rocking Mental Health Jason.Kehl, Kehl, at rockingmentalhealth.com. And that'll come to me, and I'll get back to you. Man, what am I up to now? I'm talking to you right now. That's cool. We're hanging out. That's awesome. But really what I'm doing is I'm looking for a job. I haven't had a job for a while now. I really honestly haven't had a job since June. We're sitting here right now. It's New Year's. Happy New Year again. This is New Year's Day. And I still don't have a job. But I am looking, and I've really been looking pretty heavily, but I've been kind of picky on what I have been applying for and things like that, which, when you don't have it, when you haven't had a job for so long, yes, I shouldn't be so picky. I need to get back to work. That's what Jason does. It's what we all do or feel we need to do. And I haven't lost that, but I have been off for a while, and it's actually kind of cool too, but that just doesn't make things always so smooth, in your everyday life. So why am I looking for a job? Well, the last time I talked to you, I had been let go from the medical device company that I was working for, and I was kind of happy with that. I was pissed, but I was happy with it. It's just hard when you've been there for so long, and it was just kind of like, sorry. Survey says you no longer work for us, and bye-bye. But they hooked me up a little bit just with my experience, my years of experience and things like that. So financially we were fine, but it's just, no matter what, you're fine, you're whatever, you're not working. And when you're somebody that's used to working, I mean, I've worked my ass off for 25 years, and you don't do it, even though you may be financially able to not for at least a moment. It comes back and it hits you. So I went low. I went kind of low, and then it was the holidays. And so I was open. I was wide open for whatever wanted to come at me. And so it did. And always in the form of, the fact that my wife and I can't have kids or could have kids. And we're moving on. We moved on. I always say that, because obviously I talk about it and it's like, well, okay, which you don't really move. I mean, this stuff, this shit is this is the scarring stuff. You don't lose it, but you learn to just do life with it. But last year, I wasn't doing life, not well at all. And the holidays really were pretty bad. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, I had fun with my family. I always do, but it sucks when you're not all there. And it sucks when you just don't want to be anywhere. And that's where I was. And I really just wanted to give up. I mean, more so in the fact that, I'm done with all these medication changes. They're not working, things like that. And so eventually, though, like January, February, I started feeling a little better. So I decided that, hey, it's time to get back to it, get serious. Let's go. You're okay. Let's go. You're still okay with the previous job and what they provided, but let's go. And dude, it's time to get back into nursing. So I got back into nursing. And a lot of you may know, or some of you may know, that I got into mental health nursing, which, surprise, surprise, I'm a nurse. I have a passion for mental health, and voila, boom, inpatient mental health nurse at my local hospital. I hope you never have to visit the unit that I was working on, but if you do have to, they're good people. So take good care of you. Trust me, I worked alongside these people, and why am I unemployed? I hurt these people. Not like I wasn't hurting people, but my mental health still wasn't where I wanted it to be. I was still struggling with some stuff. I was really struggling with some frustration and things like that. And so it just, little did I know, there was something about it to rear its head. And I had no clue, but I couldn't allow myself to feel good about what I was doing. I was never doing good enough. I was never working fast enough. I was never working hard enough. I mean, I put in miles a day running around that unit, and I was happy to. I was proud to. I loved it. I loved this job, but something kept building, and it was all this crazy undue pressure that I put on myself. And with this other thing that was brewing that I just didn't know, it just all exploded, and I quit. I quit. Not like on the unit, like I was there physically working and I quit, but still, I totally, completely, I guess, not really, I guess, but I abandoned my scheduled shifts. There's really no other way to say it, and they had to cover for me. And I felt like I had no other choice. And I now know that I struggle from an impulse thing, and it makes sense now that I know some things. And unfortunately, I love that job, and I really did. I really did. I kind of wish I could go back. I don't know. I really kind of do. Um, Unfinished business, guys. But I let these people down. I mean, come on. You got to give 2 weeks notice at least. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, I've worked forever, and I'm not one that I've just quit really ever. But when I did transfer, or I did leave, the hospital and went to the medical device side, I gave notice. I did the appropriate thing. What you do. I mean, it sucks always for the other side that you're leaving and things like that, but it gives them time to cover you. And I screwed them. I did. Not proud of it. But I have to own it. I have to live with it. It's not easy. I honestly feel good right now. I'm in a good place, but it eats at me. I just, it's horrible. Um, there's no amount of, I'm sorry that will make up for what I did to these awesome people. They did nothing to me. Anywho, so I haven't worked since June, and here we are. It's January 1st, and I'm not super proud of that either, because that's a long time for a nurse who could go get a job basically anywhere. Well, I kind of maybe not anywhere at that moment, but it's a long time to be not working, and I'm not necessarily proud of that. But there was almost a moment that I don't think I was supposed to work, because it was like, is that going to happen again? Am I just going to flip out and then just quit a job just like that? And that's going to be me now. And I can't tolerate that. I can't tolerate that. So I do some fixing. But with that fixing, I kind of stumbled upon something. I went and visited my mental health nurse practitioner, and just the conversation I think I'd been talking about, how I left a job, and how it's just quick. It's like I didn't even want to take the help that the facility provides their employees, and I was like, no, we gotta go. It just, what, it just didn't make sense to me, because that's not me. At least that's not what I think of me, and you know, um, it just didn't make sense to me. So, but I still did it, and yeah, so gotta cruise with that. So now that's why I'm looking for a job. I am actively looking for a job. There is one potentially on the horizon. It's going to be a whole different avenue. I'm a little gun shy with nursing. I'm not going to lie. That's why I've been picky with the jobs, and this is why I've been picky. And I don't know if that's justified, but I don't necessarily care what you think as far as that goes. I do. I really do. I care what you think, but I'm trying to get past the point where I worry about what everybody thinks of me. So that's what I mean when I say that. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm writing cover letters like galore. I really could wallpaper my office with every one that I've done, because I've tried to change them up. And, now I love to write. So it's like, oh, yeah, all this shit. And trying to just get like a work at home type of a gig. It's like case management, but when that's like you can work from anywhere, they're competitive, man. I mean, I was seeing some, there was like 900 people applying. It was like, yeah, okay. But I'm like, I gotta do nursing. That's what I know. That's all I can do. I mean, I have an associate's degree in nursing, and there's not as much leverage or mobility as there once was. I mean, good, I guess. Really, you want the advancement, and you always want some degree of measurement that keeps healthcare as high as we can, which I know we're not going to go there. This is not a political place. So I've also been applying to some other stuff, some of the creative stuff, because I've got a lot of this equipment to record, do audio, like trying to do some audiobook stuff and things like that, and haven't gotten anywhere with that, and that's cool. I'm learning, but I need to get back to work. It's time, and it's beyond time, and I know that. And so I think there's something I may be getting, but we'll play with that one maybe a little bit later, like not today, but down the road. Man, that's a drag. I'm smiling through some of it. I mean, you see, I'm like emotional, like I feeling like emotion, and it's different, and I'm not numb, and I'm not. I don't have that fogginess as I could come up with the word foggy, but I feel really good. This ADHD diagnosis that I got after I went and saw my mental health nurse practitioner, took this quiz. She threw ADHD at me. And I was like, okay, I'll catch that, and I'm like, God, I wanted to throw it back. I already had enough shit, enough. No, I'd collected enough stuff. I had enough balls. I didn't need any more. So here I am. Hey, come on in. Why not? Depression's over here just doing its thing. Anxiety's over here, man. That's all over the place. I'm like a hot mess. So what the hell? ADHD, jump on in. Water's boiling hot. It's lava, hell, whatever. But come right in. I'll figure you out, or I'll ignore you, or I'll take a different shitload of different medicines trying to figure you out. But thankfully, with the diagnosis of ADHD, I mean, it's kind of straightforward what they put you on as far as medication. And for me, it was Adderall. And the reason they came to this conclusion of the ADHD is this impulsiveness. And it makes sense because I buy cars quick. I mean, I'm not loaded by any means, and I just hit my desk and just rocked you like an earthquake. But by any means am I not loaded. But I make these quick decisions, and it's like these major financial things. And here I am, like, let's do it. Oh, wait, let me call my wife here too, but I'll sign while I'm trying to get her on the phone, and it's pretty close to that. And yeah, so impulsive, it makes sense now that I know these things, and I've looked at some things, and so now I'm dealing with ADHD, and I'm on this Adderall now. But it's working, and I feel good, and it's sustained, and this has been going on for I don't know, 2-3 months now, or whatever. I don't know, time flies when you're having fun. But I feel good, and I'm having fun again, and it's for real. And it's not that I was putting it on, but what I thought was good and what I thought was fun was that wasn't it. That was just like, ooh, you're good, and then yeah, that medicine's still not for you, and down. But so I'm on this Adderall now, and I've now been able to wean off of one of my antidepressants. So yeehaw to less medication on board as in your body, as possible. I'm down with that. So, I felt good before. I'm not trying to say that it's all just been doom and gloom and things like that. I have felt good before, 100%, but it just wasn't sustained. And the not good times didn't outweigh the good times. So it's kind of flip-flopped, and it feels weird, and it's different, and it makes me kind of nervous, and it does kind of fuck with my anxiety a little bit, because I'm just waiting for the rug to get pulled out from underneath me. Because why not? Because that's what's always happened. But dude, I'm still standing on a rug, and it's not going anywhere. I've got this baby anchored down right now, and I'm staying here. This is good. And I really thought, like, last January, 1 year ago, I thought this was impossible. I'm not even joking. I thought there was just no way. And I don't know. That's how I felt. And I'm glad that I was wrong, because the good is out there, and I want to share it with you. I want to continue doing the real story stuff, my story experiences and all that. So the good, bad, the ugly. But right now I'm riding that good wave, and it's a real deal. And I mean, this wave, I'm cool with people jumping on my wave. That is awesome. Come on, let's go. We'll surf that baby in. I don't know how to surf, but we're going to surf that baby in, and we're going to ride that thing as far as it'll take us. Because I would like Rocky Mental Health to be nothing but a beacon of light, and a beacon of hope. These are kind of just two sentences or phrases or words put together that, have been in my mind a little bit, and a lot of it is because I'm feeling better, and it was something that before I tended to be more towards, just I wasn't doing as well as I versus the good. So I want to share the other swing, and I want you to see through me, hopefully, that it's obtainable, and you can get there, and you can keep going, and it's worth it, and you should keep going. And I want you to keep going, because you know what? We may not know each other, but you're here on this earth with me. You're one of my fellow human beings. We're cool. We're cool. That's just kind of how I roll, and I would like to have you here. And we don't get to be here that long, and we so happen to be here together. And why not keep it that way? As long as we can actually control, or I hate that. That's not control, but as long as we've got to talk, we've got to ask for help, we've got to initiate. We have to initiate our change. We have to ask for help when we need it. And I know that sometimes things just feel impossible. I felt like it was just impossible. Good was gone, never coming back. And now I can say it's possible. And that's great. And I want to say it's possible to you, and that it definitely is something that can happen, but it takes some work, and it does. And that's okay, because this is our lives, and our lives are important. And you may not think so right now, but your life is important. You're here. This is cool, and it just sucks. It's bad right now, and it can be okay. 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 Sorry for the okays, but it really is. It's okay to not be okay. I always say that, and I'm going to continue saying that. Like I'm always going to just kind of drone that one out. But it is okay to not be okay. That's why I repeat it over and over. And it is okay to need help. And it always 100 million, billion, however zillion, however many zeros you need to put behind a percent. Okay to ask for help. Okay, we have to change the way we do things. And I know the state of mental health care, it just isn't what it should be. And that's like availability and things like that. But I think that there is things that we can do just as fellow humans to just kind of help each other out, and kind of get each other to those points where hopefully we can get into some level of mental health care and get taken care of. But it all starts when you ask for help. And just, it could be with anybody. And what does that help look like? It looks like, to me, it was like a second chance. It was like maybe a fifth chance or eighth, or I don't even know. But yeah, I got a chance, and you get a chance. We get chances, and that's what's cool about all of us. When our brains, we cannot control, go wonky, we get another chance to make our life good. Give a shit what you did back there. I mean, yeah, some of that made you who you are now, and this and that, whatever, but it's about now moving forward. And, I know we bring some of that past with us, some of it good, some of it bad, but, it's also just learning how to hopefully not let it control us in our life. And we've just got to, you gotta ask for help. That's it. I could say it over and over and over, but just because that's what I want. And I want that to just become normal. And I want it to be okay to say that it's okay to ask for help. And I want to hear people saying that. And it's just, hey, how you doing? What's up? It's been a while. What's going on? I'm not always the best, but I try some. suck at the phone, but it, we have to do it, and it needs to be done, and so we'll do this together. And I feel that, I mean, when I started doing this, I was serious, and I wanted to start doing these different things of the mental health awareness. And a lot of this is because you deserve it. You deserve it. I didn't think I deserved any of it, and here I am. And so, you know what? Maybe I was deserving. Maybe we are deserving. I know you're deserving. So, of my efforts, and I'm going to try to put out the very best stuff that I can, and hopefully it's helpful, or just something. And it's always because, I mean, you matter. You matter. You really do. This is our time. It's short. I know, sometimes it just feels like it would be better off just being not here. And that pain that you feel, I mean, it's unlike anything. It really is. I mean, you lose all hope, but I had lost all hope, and hope is back. And I want to share that with you. So, I was at the edge. I'm going to admit it, but I'm back, and I don't plan on leaving. And while I'm not leaving, I don't plan on, being quiet about anything. So I'm going to make some art type of stuff, and I'm going to keep bringing it at you. And, we'll hang out. Rocky Mental Health it is, rockymentalhealth.com. And that's all I got. I know I've rambled on, and that's what I'm going to do, but that's me, real me. So thank you for coming by, and I hope everybody has a good day. And if not, again, it is always okay to not be okay. And it is also okay to be okay. We can talk about that too. So we'll keep talking about that. And until next time, thank you for hanging out with me, Rocky Mental Health, the podcast. I'm Jason Kehl again, and I'm saying goodbye. I'm out of here.